Alrighty, alrighty. Welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. And let me switch myself. Look, I'm trying the restream and I will tell you I like it, but I notice that there's always like a delay, so I don't really know how I feel about it quite yet. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's coming in. Let me just shout out all these beautiful, wonderful members that always support our channel. Let's see. I know we got a new member today, Chell. Welcome to the membership. Thank you. Cash H, shout out to Cash, Peekaboo. Who else? Who else? Member. Where are you at? Where are you at? Generally, Jenny in the house. Awesome. Chico in the house as well. Shout out to Chico. As you guys can see your comments up there, I'm looking at my other device because I can't really see members on this. It's just not that state of the art like StreamYard, I guess. Miss Clover, who else? Hoping for answers. Shout out to you. Who else? Who else? Do the right thing is in the house. Who else am I missing? Bella's World. Good to see you. Let me look at Clem, Sakina, obviously, and it's interesting how everybody kind of comes in a whole pack. It talks, baby girl in the house. Shout out to you. Come get this commentary, Kiva. Thank you for coming in. Thank you guys for coming in. So I'm trying it. I'm seeing the restream, see how it works out. Tinkle Tits McGee in the house. Shout out to you, Tinkle Tits. Dee Dee's in the house as well. Who else? Susu, Ebony Eyes. How did I miss you? I just missed you. I'm so sorry. Who else? Who else? Who else? Look at all these wonderful members. I love seeing all the colors on the screen. Do the right thing. I saluted you. Welcome, everybody. And while you're coming in, please hit that like button. It helps me in the algorithm. Sometimes you guys ask me, how can I support you, Rabbit? This is what I need you to do. There's a like button right there, right next to the chat. You just got to hit it. Like, it's not that hard. Just hit it. Hit it. Chell, Chell, Tinkle Tits McGee is infamous here. Okay, I mean, shout out to Tinkle Tits. Somebody said in the chat you needed a better name. I'm like, no, yo, your name is perfect. I love it. You do need a better username. Yes, you do, Chell. Tinkle Tits McGee. If you guys can top that, yeah, let me know. Let me know. Um, hello, hello. All right, guys, make sure you hit that like button. So it's kind of nice to start. Hey, Wonder Twin, to start a little bit lighthearted because some of the topics that we do talk about aren't always the lighthearted topics, right? We kind of have to keep that in mind. Hey, Lane, welcome. Hey, Puzzles to Pieces, hello, welcome, welcome, guys. And I think this is one of them, right? Hey, Blank Screen, welcome. And I think it's okay to kind of figure out how do we broach this topic because it's a lot. It's so much. When I was thinking about Tyre Nichols, I was thinking about Jaylen Lewis, and I realized, I don't know how many people know Jaylen Lewis or his story or what happened to Jaylen Lewis, but they kind of mirror each other in terms of like police brutality, law enforcement. I know, hey, Krusty, welcome, that the conversation happens. Hey, Cheryl, where a lot of us are talking about, well, police brutality. We go into this and we never really know what reforming a force means, what that looks like, what can we do. Can't forget, actually, exactly, Chico, they were both done wrong, and now all this new information is coming about in terms of what happened with Tyree. Was it, there's more rumors than anything, but I will say this, and I kind of want to, I think it's important to start with this too, because I don't want to take away from the fact that ultimately, Tyree is a person in this situation. I want you guys to watch this video, and this was posted by somebody on Twitter who I believe it might have been very close to Tyree Nichols, and how people in his circle wanted people to, you got to remember Tyree this way before all of this kind of went down. Let me go back a little bit. Ooh, let me see if I can go back to that. Before the police department released a video of the 5 MPD officers murdering Tyre Nichols during the routine traffic stop, and the hideous and heinous video evidently when goes viral. I want to amplify this video of Tyre living his best life. Okay, justice for Tyre Nichols. That was him living his best life, skateboarding. There have been I want to thank the family and the friends and those that are close to Tyree for amplifying the person, because what I feel like is happening is, there are misinformation and rumors, as you guys are pointing in the chat. We're forgetting, right? Like, yes, that video went viral. I get it. Went viral. Um some of us made did the decision to watch it and some of us did not, right? I did not watch the video because I did not want that to be the last thing that I remember. I still remember watching George Floyd and feeling like shit, this is too much, and it messed me up for quite some time. So I made a conscious decision not to watch it. Although some of you guys in the chat were saying, "Well, you have to watch it." I don't understand how, and Chico, you're in the chat and maybe you can tell me about this, but it sounds like before it went viral that they were scheduled to have it released. That this was going to be a big, huge thing that was going to be released, like a production almost. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, this is a production? Like, how could the topic have been approached a little bit different so that it doesn't take away from Tyre Nichols? Absolutely, Lindsay. And I don't know about the room. I don't give a shit about rumors. Let me tell you what. It does not take away from the fact that the time that this happened to Tyree, those men were wearing uniforms. And then conveniently, and then conveniently, there's a picture of another officer that comes out that isn't even included in the 5 that was released. It just seemed kind of like, what is going on here? I pulled up the Times, the New York Times, Initial police report on Tyre Nichols' arrest is contradicted by videos. The police report was the latest instance in which the video evidence offered a starkly different account of police violence than what officers had reported themselves. Memphis. The video shows a brutal beating in which a group of Memphis police officers repeatedly kicked and punched Tyre Nichols after they yanked him from his car, shouted a series of threats and orders, and then pushed him to the ground while he pleaded for them to stop. But an official account written up by a police officer only hours after the beating, Mr. Nichols, 29, is described as an irate suspect who refused to comply with police officers' directions and started to fight with them, even reaching for one of their guns. Interesting. So now what is coming about, hey, SW 4x4s, is that there might be some conflict in the way in which this report was written. I'm starting to smell like a cover up. Hey Rico, I don't know what to make of this. And thank you, Chico, for keeping me up to date with a lot of the stuff because Chico's been messaging me. Thank you. No, and I agree. And Kiva, thank you for saying this. These rumors have not been proven, and it's low-key victim shaming, saying it's Tyree's fault. A personal issue was not enough to murder him. This rumor is trying to excuse what happened. Absolutely not. Convenient. Convenient. Well, he was sleeping with so and so is so and so's officer, and therefore, this is kind of like how you handle shit in the streets. What are you talking about? Complete victim shaming. Complete. Hey, Vic. It is what it is. Thank you, Kiva, for saying that. Complete victim shaming. Ooh, do the right thing. I have a black son and won't let him have any toy guns and talk to him about all the time. I don't have any fucking toy guns. I have boys. I don't have toy guns. I'm scared because it worries me that I can't even remember maybe a Nerf gun where you shoot out the Nerfs and you can actually tell it's a Nerf gun, but you can't have no fake looking guns over here in my house and make it look like they're imitation guns. It's so scary. Ooh wee. I'm just saying, guys. I am just saying the brutality. I wish I would never have watched it. I can't, you guys. I can't. Scorpion's been beating folk. Now, that's the other thing too, as to why it lends to Jaylen Lewis. Another young black man shot execution style, didn't even have a chance to roll down his window from the car to answer to the police officer. No, we're going to watch that in a minute. Okay? We're going to watch that in a minute. It's just not safe to have toy guns. Yes, thank you so much, Generally Jenny. This is why we have to be careful with whatever rumor is up there. And honestly, the content creators that are talking about, well, this is what happened, this is a rumor, ma'am, sir, whatever. You're redirecting the narrative that takes away from the brutality of what happened. You're aiding to the problem. You're making it worse. Thank you, Generally Jenny, for saying that. Hooey business. Let me see. Hooey, you guys are going in on this chat. Shout out to everybody. So then it goes. By an official account written by the police officer only hours after the beating, Mr. Nichols, 29, is described as an irate suspect who refused to comply with police officers' directions and started to fight them, even reaching for one of their guns. The videos that were released on Friday do not show Mr. Nichols fighting with officers, let alone reaching for any of their guns. Not one time. And you would think that that would have been shown, right, in defense right away, that he was reaching for a gun, that he was fighting. The pictures that I saw a man on the floor. I saw people around him. It's too much. is too much. The video that were released on Friday do not show Mr. Nichols fighting with the officers, let alone reaching for his gun. Instead, they show Mr. Nichols, a FedEx employee and a father, pleading with the police to stop in the moments before they deploy pepper spray in his face. At that point, Mr. Nichols gets up and runs away as an officer's tires fires, excuse me, as an officer fires a taser at him. So it wasn't enough that they tasered him. That wasn't enough. No, it wasn't. When officers catch up with him less than 100 yards from his mother's house, they tackled and severely beat him, delivering powerful punches, a series of kicks, and several swings of a baton. At one point, at no point does he appear to strike back. How can you? He was tased. How was he supposed to? The police report was the latest instance in which video evidence, whether from the body cam footage or a bystander's cell phone, offered a starkly difference of accounts of police violence than what the officers had reported themselves. Really? Wow, that's interesting. In Minneapolis, for example, the police said that in May 2020 that George Floyd had died following a medical incident, a description that was soon challenged by a teenager's cell phone video, leading to the international protest against police abuse and charges against 4 officers. 5 Memphis police officers have been charged with second-degree murder in Mr. Nichols' death. A photograph of the report was first posted online over the weekend by Matthews, a talk show host in Memphis who is known as the Cussing Pastor and who said he received it from a source. The local district, Stephen Mulroy, who is leading the prosecution of the officers, said on Monday that he had a copy of the police report with the same account. The Shelby County Sheriff's Office and the Memphis Police Department are listed on the photographs of the report published by Mr. Matthews, which only includes the last name of the officer who wrote it, making it clear which agency was responsible for its content. The Sheriff's Office declined to comment on the report or confirm its authenticity. The police department did not immediately respond to questions about the document. The officer wrote that the police stopped Mr. Nichols' car on January 7th after seeing him drive quickly into oncoming traffic. The Memphis police chief has said investigators have been unable to confirm that Mr. Nichols was driving recklessly before the stop. The officer also wrote that Mr. Nichols was refusing a lawful detention, was sweating profusely. Damn, if I had 5 cops, if I had been stopped by 5 cops, I feel the same way. I would be sweating. I don't even like being followed by one. I'm like looking to see, oh shit, dude, I'm already in my mind when I'm being followed, and not to say that I can relate to anything, but in my mind, I'm looking to see where's my insurance card and where's my driver's license, where's my purse. Priya, right? That that part right there. That part right there. They got the footage of everything else. Where is it? Mm, really? Oh my gosh. Said nothing scares me anymore. Hey, Granny B, welcome. I mean, uh, in the body cam footage of the initial traffic stop, Mr. Nichols can be heard asking the officer to stop and saying, "Are they really doing a lot right now?" as they shout a series of directions at him and pull his arm with one officer threatening to break his hand. At one time, at no time does it show him starting a fight. The police report is not the only police narrative that has been challenged by the videos. The police department's first public statement, issued just hours after the arrest, described each of the two encounters only as confrontations and omitted details of the beating. It noted that state investigators have been called in. Hmm. The messaging changed after Mr. Nichols died. Residents protested and his family pressed the authorities for answers. The video from the scene also captured officers' discussion after the beating, in which they describe events, if they happened, were not shown on the footage, such as that Mr. Nichols swung at one of the officers and literally had his hand on an officer's gun. Where is the footage of that? It talks, baby girl. Don't worry, my love. You can rant. This is your chat. Don't worry. Please feel free, guys. You guys are allowed to rant and say what you need to say. This is the chat. I get it. I'm letting you. I'm looking at the chat here and there, but I want you guys to say what it is that you have to say. Go off. Do what you got to do. Go off. Five of the police officers were fired earlier this month. Memphis police said on Monday that a sixth officer, Preston Hemphill, had been suspended. Oh, okay. Officer Hemphill, lawyer, said that a recording from his body cam was one of the videos released by the city. It shows that he was involved in the initial traffic stop and had fired his taser at Mr. Nichols as he ran away, but it appeared that he was not at the scene of the beating. Wait, what? How do you fire your taser and then you're not at the scene of the beating? Absolutely, Granny B should have been fired immediately. How are you how are you? So really it should have been 6 officer pictures, right? Right there. 6. It's the lies. Exactly, Rico. But they're saying that they were not at the scene of the beating, but you fired the taser. How are you not there? Did you just tase him and then say, "All right, I gotta," isn't there like things that you would have to remove from the taser in order for you to leave the scene, which means that you were there when all this shit went down. None of this shit makes sense. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. So they're willing to cover up for Mr. What's his name? Preston? Mr. Preston. They're willing to cover up for Mr. Preston, right? And I don't want to did I say his name correctly? It is Preston, right? Let me see. Yep. They're willing to cover up for him, but they're not willing to address, like, I'm so confused by this. This is a mess. This is a mess. Chief Davis has condemned the actions of the indicted officers as failing of basics humanity. A failing of basic humanity. This problem didn't just start, with this incident. There needs to be a thorough review of every, incident as such. This didn't just start with this. This has been ongoing for a couple years, not just in Memphis, but in different parts of the world. Different parts of the world. There's no way. Those officers have been charged with the same 7 felonies, which, in addition to the second-degree murder charge, include kidnapping, official misconduct, and official oppression. Those officers are all black, as was Mr. Nichols, really. And I love how they have to point that out. They were all black. Okay. Who was suspended is white. Those officers are all black, as was Mr. Nichols. The sixth officer who was suspended is white. New York Times. Officials have said that the investigation remains ongoing and that more charges are possible. The city fire department suspended 2 emergency medical technicians who had initially treated Mr. Nichols. And then they just made a correction too. A correction was made on January 30th. An earlier version of this article misstated in part of the description given by the Memphis Fire Department of a lieutenant who was fired. She was a passenger in a fire engine that went to the scene, not its driver. So, how many people did all of this include? Lots. Lots. This is just too much, guys. This is just too much. And then you have people that are running rumors. Well, it was said that the officer, I said, no, man, like what's going on here? What is going on in this situation, yo? And this is why it's so hard for me to watch the video. Even watching this is difficult for me to watch. And that's just how I feel. Nobody else has to feel that way. It's just how I feel.
On January 7th, 2 EMTs as Tyre Nichols was leaning up against a police car. He had been beaten, bloodied, and handcuffed by 5 now former MPD police officers. You can hear Nichols' groans and see him fall over several times. I spoke with a retired Memphis firefighter who didn't want to be identified. He says at the bare minimum, the EMTs should have checked Nichols' blood pressure, given him oxygen, started an IV, and even given him a Band-Aid to stop some of the bleeding. According to the Tennessee Department of Health Bureau of Health Licensure and Regulation Division of Emergency Medical Services, when they arrived, the EMT shall perform the initial patient survey, shall provide emergency care through careful assessment of the patient, and shall recognize injuries and illnesses. At one point, you can see someone standing over Nichols, not helping, as he rolls around in pain.
You can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere, man. You can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere. He's still, man.
EMTs did lean Nichols over and check his pockets and remove his wallets. In the video, you can hear the officers discussing what was found.
They got his ID right there. He ain't got
Also, as Nichols lies in pain, officers were looking for their glasses lost during the beating.
Y'all see some glasses over there?
He's been kicked, he's been punched, he's been hit with police sticks, and he's there in handcuffs, moaning on the ground. And everybody's walking around nonchalantly like it's business as usual.
Towards the end of the Skycam video, you can see everyone, even the EMTs, walk away from Nichols and leave him as he rolls around in pain. NAACP Memphis branch president Van Turner says if anyone had stopped to help Nichols, the outcome could have been different.
Had first aid been rendered, maybe Tyre would have been beat up, bones broken, but he would still be alive. So those that just watched him die, I mean, they are to be held as accountable as the ones that beat and brutalized him.
In Memphis, Marcus Hunter, WREG.
They watched him die. They watched this man die. That's what happened. They watched him die. Hey, Peekaboo. No worries, Peekaboo. This is as much as I could watch this, and there's no way that I would be able to watch all of that. I just can't, guys. It's so hard for me. Like, I don't know how to even put it into words. I know, right? They are. This unaliving has me sad and pissed off. Absolutely, Danny. Absolutely. Um, eye for an eye, but what can we do? But we can't do that anymore. So I really, really hope that those charges stick. I told y'all they got the best lawyers in Memphis. And EMT has been fired as well. Yes, yes. I think they will bury these cops under the jail because they're black, right? But so the other one got suspended? Like, why? Like, how? I'm so confused. You tased him. Did you just say, all right, let me go walk over there and take the little things that are connected to the taser and, let you guys deal with this situation? I'm so confused by this process. I really am. I'm more so confused by, like, how I don't know. I don't even, I have no words. I want us to go over to Mr. Roland Martin's channel real quick, because Mr. Roland Martin's channel, and this is another case that mirrors what happened to Tyre Nichols and Jaylen Lewis. As we're talking about this situation, I just cannot help but think about the similarities, not only in police, but just the blatant disregard for human life, um, in general. In general. I want us to watch a little bit of Mr. Roland Martin as he's talking a little bit about Jaylen Lewis. And hopefully we don't get any. Here we
Unlike
go.
the family of Tyre Nichols, the family of Jaylen Lewis is still waiting for justice in some instances. You might remember that Jaylen was shot and killed by Capitol Police in Jackson, Mississippi on September 25th. Doing another so-called routine traffic stop. Bullet holes in his vehicle show officers shot Jaylen while he was still inside with the window up. The unidentified officers were placed on leave immediately after the incident. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is handling the investigation. Jaylen's mother, Arkila, and sisters Unisha and Alexis join us right now. So,
all right. Let's talk a little bit about that. Windows were up. On Sunday, September 25th, 2022, around 9 p.m., 25-year-old Jaylen Lewis, father of two, was fatally shot in the head by Mississippi Capitol Police. The disturbing photos of Jaylen Lewis's car shows multiple shots. In the photos, you can actually see of those. It shows how the window was not rolled down, and it leaves a bunch of questions as to why was Jaylen approached, what happened. All of that is unknown because they're failing to release the very basic thing that we would all need here is a police report. That's it. Just the police report. And thank you so much, SW4x4s. Even if EMS provided care, Tyre may still have died, but at least they did their job and provided care. These EMS providers did not provide anything. Nope, they failed at their job. Period, point blank. There, Jaylen's mother, Arkila Lewis, says that no one has contacted her about what happened to Jaylen. No officers' names have been released as of yet. Mississippi Capitol Police is an organization set up by statute. The agency is not responsible to law enforcement, and this force is hired by contract. The State Capitol Police Department functions as a standalone subsidiary of the Mississippi Department of Police and Safety and collaborates with existing sworn personnel. The move was made possible by a bill signed by Governor Tate Reeves authorizing MDPDS to acquire the Capitol Police in 2021. However, is the Mississippi Capitol Police, held to the same standards as the regular police if they're just in contract? And based on what we have seen in the last months since September 25th, when Jaylen Lewis' life was taken away, they are not. They're not held by the same standard. You see these officers being fired in Memphis right away. Jaylen Lewis hasn't even had that. He was shot execution style. The windows were not rolled up. He didn't even know what was coming. And it's the same kind of force, the same kind of, police tactic, keeping neighborhoods safe. It's the same kind of idea and mentality that is taking away people's lives. That's what it is. Some of you guys might say this is a like Rico said right now. Where's your comment, Rico? I just saw it and I thought it was a fantastic comment. The culture of the police department is the U.S. is corrupt. Some of you might say that. And honestly, as I'm watching Tyre's situation go down and watching an officer be suspended versus being fired and watching the delay of this, I would have to agree. The good old boy mentality stretches far, far from state to everywhere. This is becoming a trend to see black men shot by police. It's becoming a trend. I don't know how people don't like notice it and what they're going to do about it. What is happening here? Yes. Thank you, do the right thing. What are we going to do about it? This is Jaylen Lewis's story. That's the man that was killed. Very young, father.
All right, investigation. This is September, okay? October, November, December, January. We're now 4 months. Still nothing? Can y'all hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Or Keela, Unisha, Alexis, either one. Again, 4 months. Have y'all been updated on the investigation?
No.
No, sir. No.
Nothing. When was the last time you heard from Mississippi Bureau of Investigation?
No one has contacted us at all. No one.
At
We
all?
haven't heard anything. No, sir.
This man was killed 4 or 5 months ago. And nobody from anybody has contact, no police report, no autopsy, no nothing. Nothing. What is going on?
So y'all have no idea what the state of the investigation is?
No.
When contacting them, what are they?
Well, we've been trying to contact them. They really haven't really been answering their phones. And all of a sudden, I guess they've gotten a little heat on them due to other people emailing and calling. And now they've said that they've released a redacted report because I haven't even been notified by anyone.
And I want to shout out Danny Robertson, because Danny Robertson has been the driving force to get a lot of attention to this case, okay? She really has been. She's been calling, she's been emailing. If you guys go to my community tab right now, you will notice how to make a complaint in that community tab. It's up there. It's also in the description box so you guys can bring attention. Now they're feeling the heat. You guys have to understand this Mississippi Capitol Police doesn't respond the same way as, say, the traditional police units, because they're contracted officers and they're not held to the same standard, yet they're contracted, so they get paid. So that is something that needs to be shaken some tables. We can't allow people, contract or not, to just be walking around shooting people execution style just because they have a gun, under this idea that they're making the neighborhood safe. What? What is wrong? There's something wrong here. And we're going to be missing a lot of people here. We're going to be, people are going to get killed more often and often and often if people don't speak up about these types of issues. We need to do something about this. Something's got to happen. We can't keep quiet.
And the report doesn't state anything but something about a traffic violation.
Do y'all know if the officer is still on leave, if he's back on the streets?
From what I hear, he's back working. Well, they're back working. It was more than one officer involved. And from what I hear, they put them on administrative pay, leave with pay, and now they're back on the streets working.
Wow. I mean, the fact that 4 months have gone by and nothing.
No.
I'm trying to figure out what takes so long that you can't do an investigation in 4 months.
Exactly. Exactly.
We don't know.
Your attorneys, what are they communicating with them? So there's just nothing to your attorneys or to you?
Well, last time you had us on the show, I had another attorney, but since then I've hired Mr. Lee Merritt, and we don't know what's going on right now. We're just waiting. From what we were told, legally they can hold the police report for up to 6 months.
So help me understand here, okay? They don't abide by the same laws and rules, just like, or not Chico, I'm sorry, it was Rico who said here, they literally pay to play police. And honestly, I wouldn't even agree with this comment, Mama 420 Mama, but I think you're right on it. These are tax-funded, happy, gun-happy people. That's what they are at this point. And I hate to say it, but right, Lindsay, but they don't abide by the same rules. They don't abide by the same rules. They don't. And to top this off, they're not even in uniform. They go around walking in unmarked cars, right? So here you're thinking, no worries, Aquarius. Here you're thinking, right? Traditional traffic stop. The man didn't even get to roll down his window when he was shot execution style from the driver's seat. No police report, no autopsy, nothing. And these officers aren't held to the same standards because it's through a statute that this, keeping the community safe group of officers that came from an initiative. It's an initiative. So they're not held to the same standard because they're contracted officers. Exactly, Tasha P, which then makes you wonder what the hell was going on 10 years ago. The only difference now between now and 10 years ago, now is improvement in how information is spread in cell phone cameras. Thank you. Can you imagine how many other injustices have happened and we don't even fucking know about them? Because now we got technology. Now everybody's got cameras on their phone. Now we're finding out. I mean, I'm shocked. But also, like, what do we do? What do we do?
That means that we would not be able to see the police report for another 2 months.
Correct.
Wow. It is just strange, again, it's taking this long, and there's nothing that they actually will say to you and the family.
No, nothing.
What are you asking for the public to do? What do you want folks to do?
Just, I don't know, email people in Jackson if you can, try to reach out.
Is there a particular email or phone number people should be reaching out to?
Well, I do have a petition that they can sign. I don't have the emails and all the stuff in front of me, but I do have a petition for my son. It's change.org/Jaylen Lewis. If they can go on there, because seem like that has been putting more heat on them to do something, because like I said, we didn't even get a redacted report. We just got that because there's been a lot of emails and calls made to these offices and these people.
If y'all could get us an email and a phone number, we certainly have no problem sharing that, because they need to hear from the public. It does not, I mean, look, we've covered numerous stories. It does not take 4 months to do an investigation, and then for them not to communicate anything to you and your family just simply makes no sense whatsoever.
Right.
So definitely let us know about that. We appreciate you giving us an update on this case. Hopefully, the next time we talk, there's actually some type of information where this thing is moving forward.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Back to my panel.
Shout out to Mr. Roland Martin, one of the journalists here. I really like Mr. Roland Martin because he keeps a lot of people informed. At least for me, when I watch, I'm just sitting there like learning so much. So I appreciate Mr. Roland Martin on YouTube and the things that he does because he brings a lot of information for the purposes of letting people know what's up. The thing is too, and I hope I would love to interview, and I'm going to be messaging her is Miss Arquella Lewis, which is Jaylen's mom. I would love to interview her so we can just continue to bring more perspective because it is just so sad, right? That I have a thumbnail and I have Tyre Nichols and then I have Jaylen Lewis. And it's the same. If you think about it, sit back and just think about the same situation, right? Two men killed. And it's like, for what? And one of them was a father. I mean, Michael, that's a great question. My understanding is that that unit got away with a lot of ish, and now they're disbanded. I don't think that that's a coincidence at all. I don't think that that's a coincidence to find out. Absolutely. Hey, Auntie, welcome. Says Rabbit, please play this video. This guy had an interaction 3 days ago. Can you send it to me, Auntie? What video did you want me to play? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Was there another video? And I could check my phone right now if you need me to. Yeah, right? Absolutely. Let me see. I'm going to check my phone and see if I'm missing a message or anything. It's in the chat? Okay. Let me see. Is there a link in the chat? Rabbit, please play this video. The chat is not in the link, Auntie. I don't know if you want to message it to me, but the chat's not in the link. What are we going to do, guys? I mean, it's a dangerous world, yo. It's a dangerous world. Too many people are dying. Too many people are dying. Killed for no reason. Auntie, the link is not in the chat. There was also that BML cousin who died getting tased, and that barely got any coverage. I saw that too. I was like, what's going on? Keenan Anderson, yes. Keenan Anderson is another one. He's the BML cousin of the BML, if I remember correctly. You say we should all go by an island? Oh my lord. I mean, I don't know, guys. What do you make of this situation? What do you do? What answers, what solutions do we have up there? There needs to be some reform. There needs to be something. And it's so crazy to me because it's like this mentality of that we have. It affects the community as a whole. It affects everybody. It affects everybody. Telling people to conceal and carry, to be suspicious of your neighbor is only contributed to the chaos. Ooh-wee. All right. Let me know, Auntie. I didn't see any more links. I don't see a link in the chat, Auntie, but message me if you have it. That would be awesome. I'm looking at my messenger right now. Oh, I see it now. Okay. I got you. Let me see. One second, guys. And let me share this. Perfect. Okay. Auntie, I think I saw this video too. Wait, 1 second. Man recalls encounter with scorpion unit before Nichols. Yep. I've seen this one actually. I thank you so much for mentioning this one. Let's watch this one. This one is very interesting. Let me stop sharing that real quick. Here we go. Really should have been 6 pull up there.
Memphis police officers hadn't been with MPD long, and police haven't told us what units they worked with during their time on the force. But some who know the officers say at least one confirmed he, and we're hearing several, were with the newly created Scorpion Squad that MPD won as a solution to fight crime.
Their job is to identify the target area, flood that area with officers, and suppress crime in that area, mostly by visibility. Just being present and having the officers there, it sees an impact on it.
And this audio from Broadcastify of police radio traffic the night of Tyre Nichols' beating specifically mentions calling more Scorpion units to the scene.
You know, the Scorpion car pull over to East Ranger Road, you have one running on foot.
Cornell McKinney says the same Scorpion unit stopped him January 3rd, 4 days before Nichols was pulled over.
I actually read it on the back of their vest. It said MPD Scorpion unit.
It was at this Marathon gas station at Ridgeway in Knight Arnold as he was catching a ride with a friend.
All I heard is freeze, get out the car. Put your MF hands up before I blow your heads off. Both of you, get out the car. So put your hands up. So I put my hands up, and one of the officers proceeded to come to the car, and he physically pulled me out by my shoulder with a gun no more than a foot away from my head.
Oh my.
He says the officers in unmarked cars would never say why they had been stopped. He took this picture of the stop. They eventually asked who the drugs belonged to.
I said, man, I just went across the street to get a pizza, and I'm on my way back to the house. He's like, well, who finna ride for this pound? I said, well, can we call my lawyer? And the officers, he yelled out, well, this ain't court, this ain't a time for lawyer. I was like, man, I just came to get a pizza. So he was like, man, we just playing, it ain't a pound in a car. And he let me walk off.
He showed us his call log when he says he placed 2 phone calls to MPD's internal affairs to complain about the officers' forcefulness, but he says he still hasn't heard back. Then he saw the picture of the 5 officers fired in the Tyre Nichols case.
I was like, that's them. I said, that's crazy, that's them. I said, now they done really hurt somebody. This could have been prevented.
Oh my
if
God.
the internal affairs took action like I was asking them to do.
We asked Memphis police about the stop involving Cornell McKinney and are also waiting to hear back. Those who know some of the officers are waiting to see how all of this plays out. Former Shelby County Sheriff's Captain Benny Cobb says he has spoken with one of the fired officers, who he coached years ago.
It's been a roller coaster ride. Emotionally for him, he's been in my office. I prayed with him a couple of times, shared some information with him, and now, as a result of termination, there are more questions that's being asked. I know the human person. Now, if he's guilty of what he's accused of and what he's been terminated for, of course justice has to be served.
April Thompson, WREG News Channel 3.
And as April mentioned, we are working to get more information from MPD about the stop involving Cornell McKinney and also the fired officer's involvement with the Scorpion unit.
Wow. Thank you, Auntie, for sharing that with me.
The 5 fired.
Let me put on pause real quick. Thank you so much, Auntie, for sharing that. That's, I mean, good to know. I'm like, so in Allure, you made such a good point. Why would you use the name Scorpion like you want to intentionally invoke fear in the community? Remember back in the McGruff days? I mean, even that was crazy as hell. But I mean, that's a good point. Like, so the more the merrier. It's similar like the Jaylen Lewis case. It's like this idea, well, we're just gonna, and they don't have uniform and they're in the community, and the more the merrier. Since when did it become the more the merrier? Like, I don't know. Like, excessive police, it's just crazy to me. And Allure, that's such a good point. And thank you, Chico. They did look, they lowered the standards here to get more recruits. A lot of good officers quit once Memphis took the benefits away. Horrible call and move. There needs to be more to be done, and and it's not just Memphis. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Tinkleton says probably thought it was a cute name for sting operation. Well, potentially, but I mean, scorpion. Like, sounds like they just cover up for each other. Sounds like there's some level of unity to it that I'm like, I don't know. Scorpions aren't friendly. That's my thought. I don't know. The substance abuse factors may be involved in that. Yeah, right, Michael. Guys, this was definitely one of those streams to kind of bring some awareness and just finding some similarities to Tyre and Jaylen. I pinned the link for the petition, guys. Sign the petition. Help this family. Help this family by just signing the petition. Make sure you guys check the description boxes. There's more information about that petition and the steps that you guys can take to help out. Um, Sometimes all it takes for us to make a little bit of noise to make things happen. That's what that's about. I am not a big channel by all standards, but I have a lot of great supporters that support me, and I have a lot of people here that support me and that watch my streams, and they message me, say, "Rabbit, I support this. How can I do this? How can I how can I participate? How can I be part of the the initiative?" And we can make things happen. And I'm blessed because I have a lot of you guys that support me for that. So what I want to do is continue to bring some awareness to that. And I actually want to reach out. I'm going to be reaching out to the Jaylen Lewis family and figuring out if we can't talk to them and have them here as an interview to bring some more awareness to it. It would be great to do a little video where you upload, and that is something that they can take with them and share and share and share with everybody, because that's what I mean. It's the blessing of having a platform to continue to bring some awareness to these issues. Oh Lord. Right. You expose those scorpions to the lights. What do? They run. They run. Scorpions don't like light, but they need to be exposed to the light. Thank you so much, Rico. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to those that have joined us tonight. I just appreciate everyone. This was a hard topic to kind of talk about. I want to thank everybody that joined us. You know, I appreciate you guys for that. Thank you so much. I want to give a little rabbit twerk to our new members as well as SW4x4 Explorers who super chatted us. This one's for you. It's a quick one. A little light-heartedness to the situation, even though it's such a big situation, just for you. Um, Thank you. And it needs to be discussed. Absolutely, guys. I appreciate you guys all. I'm going to be heading out. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys like the stream, share the message, share those petitions and everything that we ask you guys to do, because it brings more awareness to the situation. I'm just tired. I'm tired, and I think everybody here is tired as well. Shout out to everybody in the chat, and I'm having to head out as soon as I can find my Exador. I don't even know where it's at. I'm using a different streaming platform, and it's taking me a minute. All right, guys, rabbits out. Have a great night.